Enough is enough! I am at it with these motherfucking
developers
on this motherfucking
game. This game was one of the most hyped pieces of shit Dimps has ever released out of its ass. Not only have they barely listened to our requests to fix this game, they made us suffer through it the entire time. And you think PC has it better than console with mods? In fact, it's actually a worse experience in my opinion. And people are even saying that Xenoverse 3 is going to be so much better, since it was confirmed by Dimps that they'd continue to work on newer Xenoverse games. But if they pulled off Xenoverse 1, a game where hitboxes are the size of a small rock, and then release this broken spam fest of a game, I have no hope for Xenoverse 3. Now, spamming comes in different forms. It could be using a skill repetitively, it could be a combo being used indefinitely, or dashing away when your opponent has less health and you try to run the timer out. In this game's case, it's all of those things. Everyone finds a way to cheese the hell out of the move, whether it's Punisher Drive, ×4 Kaioken Kamehameha, Pearl Flash, Gigantic Omega Powerful Combo, pretty much all the Super Souls that give you health regeneration, infinite combos, yes, even infinite combos, something I also do in this game because I'm forced to do it to max out my damage.
Oh, but hey, they fixed God of Destruction's Anger, Dragon Fist, and Go-Go Gum. They even fixed some of the moves so that they can be usable.
Yeah, and that never stopped people from still snap banishing the whole game while their health regenerates. They released all of these moves, and they only cared about 10% of it. The rest, broken as hell. Now, I found it cool when I create a new combo with different moves because it serves to max out damage and almost guarantee a victory when pulling it off after a stamina break. But then when you get to level 99 with the human male striker build, that fun combo becomes death itself. Doing over 24k damage is monstrous, and most of the time my combos were only made to be flashy and look cool. But if you put in the right amount of attribute points in the right slot, you get a monster, unfeeling, cold-hearted, and gray. Oh, that would be this guy, but we talked enough about him. You can just go back to your mother's basement for whatever I care. Almost everyone who has played Xenoverse 2, on PC especially, has fought several other players with horrible internet connection. But in fact, those players in other games have relatively decent internet connection, and seems to have no problem with lag at all. So why here? The answer, like in part 1, is that Dimps they never made dedicated servers for the game, and the only way you'd be able to play 100% no lag is that you play offline with bots or fight a player in your region that isn't too far from you. You sell a $70 plus game. You show it off how it could be awesome to team up and fight online, do raids, and you completely screw it up by not caring for online play when it's the main reason why people bought this game and how you sold it to begin with. All this time I had optimism that they'd fix the lag issue, but after 500 plus hours it felt more like I was a speck of dust with millions and millions of other specks of dust getting broomed by Dimps. And what did they do to try to fix the lag issues? Make the hitboxes bigger. All this time, I feel like I've been playing a goddamn beta test. It won't surprise me if Xenoverse 3 has the same problem. Oh! Speaking of Xenoverse 3... Just know. We already know Xenoverse 3 was confirmed, and almost everyone is hyping it. But after experiencing this atrocity, I have no hope anymore. Xenoverse 1 was an experiment of sorts to test out the possibilities of exploring a more high-budget online world of Dragon Ball with twists to the story, so it's passable.
Dragon Ball Online.
Even though Xenoverse 1 had its problems, those problems could be fixed in later installments of the game. And they failed miserably with Xenoverse 2. They not only copied all the assets, models, skills, missions, story segments, but they tried to add newer things like the stamina break, infinite combos, to almost every character in the quote-unquote new combat system. They've made the game even more broken and less enjoyable to go through. Xenoverse 3 will of course have more characters and more story segments, but 90% of it will still be copied from the original source, aka Xenoverse 1. I bet even that they would still not add transformable hair for CACs, even though Goku, Trunks, Gohan, Goten, etc. pretty much all the Saiyans that have Super Saiyan in their skill set have transformable hair of their own. They certainly will fuck up something in Xenoverse 3. Which brings me to this. EAC? Really? Not a VAC system? And this late in the game? Dimps. You're idiots. So many people being framed with fake accounts that mod BP, TP, and even QP. You don't do shit to reset those accounts points to 0. Players using modded moves or characters to use online. You don't warn them or kick them off the game. Players using infinite health, speed boosts, one-hit kills, and you don't ban them for using third-party cheating software? Dimps! You are lazy at support. You are lazy to fix broken moves, characters, this whole game. And you know what? There's a new challenger in town. Dimps, you are literal garbage compared to Arcsystemworks. I'm saying that right now. They haven't even released Fighterz to the public yet, and it already looks more graphically impressive. What a PS4 game should look like. The combat looks amazing. Firing off an ultimate looks more cinematically impressive. The roster is smaller, but since you focused so much on custom created characters for 2 years, you've never really bothered fixing any of the cast characters unless it was a buff or nerf to a skill they had. The story, oh my god, it's something else than the main DBZ sagas. My fucking god, are you in love with the DBZ sagas? For once, Arcsystemworks is making something original out of a Dragon Ball fighting game story, unlike other companies who stuck with the usual formula of recycling Toriyama's work over and 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 over again. Dimps, you have been making Dragon Ball games ever since 2002, and you've never decided to explore away from the same story recycling formula. And don't tell me, no, Xenoverse 1 and 2 are no excuse. You are still stuck in that same Dragon Ball Z formula. If you cared for Xenoverse 2's story, you could have made us start from the very beginning, all the way back to the original Dragon Ball with Goku and our character as kids, and then grow up to be an adult. Wait a sec. This could have very well been Dragon Ball Online 2.0 and exploring all the possibilities from previous arcs, actually growing up your character and be able to fight with other players and still stand out from its successors. But the game ended up being wasted potential, overhyped, mediocre, trash.
Xenoverse and on PS4. And if you know what's been happening lately with that, the servers are complete garbage. Alright, let's do this. Fuck my life.
It tried to be an MMORPG, but instead it was an LSHF RPG on PC. It even copied Dragon Ball Online's villains, Mir and Toa. Where do you think they came from? Timebreaker Bardock? Xenotrunks? More like DB Online Trunks. Alright, yeah, I know. Xenotrunks sounds better than the name, and the name was made canon. I get it. The whole idea of Xenoverse was to bring back Dragon Ball Online elements to life, since Dragon Ball Online was actually dead for a long time. But with Xenoverse 1 and 2 failing to appease me, and several fans, and that Dragon Ball Online came back from the dead not too long ago, further installments of Xenoverse aren't gonna cut it for me. Unless, however, they actually begin to care about the fanbase and their games, booting out cheaters for good, gluing back what was broken, giving a shot at being original for once, and taking a crack at the original Dragon Ball sagas, while also making newer arcs canon to the games. And if Xenoverse 3 would actually be a good game, and I want to be wrong, I want this to be good, I want to see these in the game.